What is happening? Moolah, Jason Shepard. So great to see so many out there. It is day 3 of the 14-day More Moolah Challenge. Coming back to you with this idea today on the concept of what is wealth. I know some of you are piling in now, but let's hop in the comments, just kind of thinking out loud. There's no right answers. There's no wrong answers. What does wealth mean to you? I can show you, and I'll show you what wealth means to us here in just a second. But again, if you have missed day 1, day 2, well, I missed you on those live streams. I wish you were there, but you're here now, and that's all that matters. Make sure you're catching up on all the videos as well. So each morning for the next 14 days, I'm releasing a video for you to just start to think, to teach us to think differently. Who's gotten anything out of the Moolah Challenge thus far as well? Let us know in the comments. Day 3. Day 3 is all about the idea of what is wealth to you. And it's different for everybody. But before we dive into that, let's just recap a little bit about what we've covered on the previous 2 days and previous 2 live streams and videos as well. We started first off talking about your millionaire mindset. And really, I mean, some of you think like, how can I have a millionaire mindset? I am just trying to pay my stinking bills. Like, I get it. But believing in you starts with you. And that's where we really need to begin. And that's where we have to work to frame this from that standpoint. So how can we think bigger? How can we believe in ourselves? How can we adopt? What did we talk about? I'm sure Marie and many others that were on there last night are watching. Adopting that abundance type mindset. How can we get better at that? Over on TikTok, Angel, Maria, great to see you on here as well. I see those comments and popping in and out as well. Then yesterday, we broke down some money myths, some common myths. I still have my notes. Debt is always bad. It's actually a myth. I'm not going to get into it here tonight, but go watch the previous night's live stream. It's up on YouTube and Facebook is the best way to see that in its entirety. Just look for Moolah Copilot there. You can find it as well. Millionaires just inherited their wealth. Another myth. If you work hard, you'll get rich. It's not about working harder. It's about working smarter. Some of you left some great ones in the comments last night too. It takes money to make money, right? These are all myths. And that is what we're working to break down. So as we've built our mindset, as we've broken down some money myths that maybe your parents told you, maybe you picked up in school, maybe you don't even know where you picked it up from. But if you believe it, we got to break some of those myths. And if you can think of other ones, put them in the comments. I'm happy to talk through some of these as well. But the topic here tonight is what is wealth? And I actually want to show you what is wealth, because so often we think of wealth in its monetary standpoint. But wealth is so much more. Ella, Gavin, will you come over here real quick? Let me show you what wealth looks like, even in their pajamas.
Yeah.
What does wealth look like? By the way, I know you've been itching to hit the subscribe button. Ella, do you want to hit it?
Yeah.
Ella's been wanting to do the smiley face she's been practicing all day. So like and subscribe for the sake of Ella and Gavin as well. But what is wealth? Let me tell you what wealth is. Wealth is the ability when Ella comes to me in my office and says, hey, Dad, I need help with my homeschool. Hey, Dad, I want to go play Barbies or whatever it is. We stop what we're doing and we go do it. Where'd Gavin go? There's Gavin in his Space Jam jammies. What is wealth when Gavin says, Dad, I just put on my camouflage and I want to go play Army Men. So, hey, I can move some calls around. I can stop what I'm doing. And we can go play some Army Men, right?
With your water tooth thing.
Yeah, exactly. One time we played Army Men with my water pick and Magda's water pick and shot each other around the house like a squirt gun. Magda wasn't very happy with us, to say the least. Anyways, thank you guys. Thank you for hitting the like, subscribe button. What is wealth? Wealth is the ability to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. Stop thinking about wealth as just having more money. Wealth is the ability when your daughter comes to you and says, hey, I want to go play Barbies. Or for some of you, your grandchild comes to you and says, I want to go play Army Men, or I want to go through the football, or whatever it is. It's the ability to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. And let me tell you something. Some of you are already wealthy and don't even know it. And some of you are even speaking against you. Some of you have the luxury of working from home. A lot of us are like, during COVID, we were so like, I don't want to work from home. I don't want to do this, right? Whatever it is. Now some of you are being called back to work and you're saying, man, I wish I could stay at home. For me personally, I love working from home. I think I'm more productive and among many other things. I don't have to get into the business use case of it. I love being around my wife. I love being around my family. I love being in that environment. There's nothing better than having lunch with your wife or your spouse every single day. Some of you are wealthy and don't even know it already. I just had a conversation, I guess it was yesterday. And Gus, if you're watching, I'm gonna briefly tell your story. I hope that's okay. And we were talking about cleaning the house. Like, how do we handle working from home, keeping the house clean, all these kids, everything else? And one thing I mentioned was it's a privilege to clean up your house. I promise I'm going to tie this into what is wealth eventually, right? The reason you're cleaning up those Cheerios, that cereal spilled on the floor, is because there were kids there to make that mess. You'd be real sad if there wasn't that cereal to clean up one day and you were living by yourself or whatever it is. You would miss that cereal spill. You would give anything to clean up that cereal spill. You see, sometimes it's all about how we frame things. It's all about how we look at things. What is wealth to you? As we dive into, and we're only on day 3 of the 14-day Moolah Challenge. We're only on day 3. But as we get further into this, I want you to realize it all starts in the mind. It all starts with the mindset, with everything. We have to start thinking in that abundance mindset. We have to start believing in ourselves. We have to start expecting success with all of this, right? And then we can go from there. Austin, I love your comment over on Instagram. You're exactly right. Health is wealth, Austin said. Austin, you are spot on. By the way, Austin, how is your dream going? We've been talking a lot about Austin's dream. And Austin worked with a previous another business as well, working on chasing his dream. Not even chasing it, pursuing. Chasing sounds like it's running away from you. You are pursuing it, right? How is that going, Austin? I'd be curious to know how that is going. But you're exactly right. Health is wealth. What good is money if I can't have my health? What good is money if I can't have my family? What good is money if I can't enjoy those things as well? Jess, great to see you. By the way, I know it's very, very late for you, and thanks for the great comments. You're absolutely right. People of this generation think wealth is only about paper money, but that's not completely true. What good is paper money? What good is cryptocurrency? Right? We'll talk about non-paper money as well. What good is any of that if I can't have health, if I can't have my family, if I can't have those things? Back to the silly example of, yeah, it stinks when you got to clean up the cereal that your kids spilled on the floor, but it's a privilege to even do that because you have children to clean up after. There's people that wish they had children to clean up after, right? You have to frame your perspective. And I know this seems like a weird avenue to go down when you're like, Jason, aren't you just going to teach me how to invest and when should I buy rental properties and should I buy or lease my car? Like, we're going to talk about all that stuff. How do I fund my dreams, right? Should I get a student loan? We are going to talk about the technical factors of all of these things, right? We'll talk about all those factors, but even more importantly, what good is it if we don't have that right mindset first? We are building the foundation for this. Austin, thanks for that kind word. So Austin is pursuing, right? That's a better word to use, isn't it, Austin? Pursuing flight training dreams. I assume it's airlines you're after, Austin, that you're pursuing, and whether it's aviation, whether it's law, whether it's Ella who wants to be a veterinarian, I shared with you yesterday or maybe the day before, right? Some of these are very expensive in the education department. And you have to be planting these seeds. Also, I know you watched a little bit yesterday as well about breaking down those money myths and finding those side gigs and those side hustles and everything else to find ways to fund the dream. I mean, please don't go broke pursuing the dream. Although having bootstrapped, M0A, Austin, over 16 years, and you got to see that success starting from nothing. Sometimes nothing is a great place to start from as well. And your idea, Austin, of listen, just get me in my career path wherever that takes me, that is an awesome, awesome place to be, my friend, because it's so ripe with opportunities when you don't pigeonhole yourself in just one avenue. So I absolutely love that. So I have some homework for you all. And again, today's a little shorter than yesterday. I have some homework for you all. Yesterday, I gave you the homework. I wanted you falling asleep with that abundance mindset. Tonight, I want you falling asleep thinking about what is wealth. Stop trying to put a dollar amount on it. Now, we'll get to that dollar amount because instead of calling something wealth, what we'll get to in future videos is this idea of your freedom number. Austin, what is your freedom number where you're making enough, whether I hope you choose to keep working, right? You've got a genius mind, 2 functioning hands, a functioning body. Like you have to steward that as well. You can't just retire at 30. I mean, I guess you could, but I don't think that's good stewardship, right? That you're in your career. You've got your investments working for you. If your spouse says, hey, I don't want to work anymore, I just want to be home with the kids, like you have that luxury. I'm not worried about the mortgage anymore. Like, what is that freedom number? And we'll work on the math on that in future episodes. Stop thinking of wealth as a number. There is a number out there. It is much less than you think. It's probably not even millions of dollars. A freedom number that says, Austin, you could stop working if you wanted to, but guess what? You don't want to because you love what you do. Jazz, you could stop working if you wanted to, but you don't have to because you love what you do, right? That is what we're after, to discover what is your freedom number. And maybe that's a great topic for another video in the near future as well. We'll get to that. But before we get to all of that, I need you to fall asleep tonight thinking about what is wealth to you. Like, what is the dream? What is the dream? I'll use Austin as an example. Austin, maybe your dream is flying for, you are the private pilot for a wealthy family, and you fly 2-3 times a month, and they let you bring your spouse with you on these great trips, and you get to stay in some of the best hotels. You get to have the great house that you want to have. You've got those typical 2.5 kids, right? I think that's the national average is everyone has 2.5 kids. Don't ask me how they get the half. You've got the typical family, and you are blessed. You are abundant. You are happy. That could be wealth. Add to that. Expand on that. Take away some things. Whatever you want in there. Austin, anybody else listening, that's what I need you to work on, is what is wealth. And then I need that to become so real to you in all things. I want to share one thing, and then I'm going to wrap this up. I went like 40 minutes yesterday. I had too much to get through. I'm going to try not to go as long today. I'm going to try to wrap this up after this. When you are, and please, please, please pay attention. If you are just scrolling through TikTok, scrolling through Instagram right now, stop for a second. And then, of course, like and subscribe. And after you do that, I want you to pay attention to this. This is the most important thing we've shared thus far in this live stream and in the challenge. It's very important to know where you're going. That is great. In aviation, you always know where you're going. But where aviation and personal finances differ is in aviation, you never lie about where you started. In our personal finances, we do it all the time. Let me explain. If I have a map, I know where I want to go, But if I lie about the debt I have, the liens on this, this issue, this bad credit score, if I lie about where I'm at on the map, it's very hard to get to where I'm going. You can't draw that straight line between the two. You have to tell the truth about where you're really at and then draw the line to where you want to go. And let me tell you something, that line is going to have twists and turns and deviations and course corrections. Sometimes it's going to look like you did a 360, but you keep on going. As we learned yesterday, in every adversity, there's the seed of a greater advantage. And that is how I want you thinking. And that is how I want you focusing. So as you're determining to yourself, and you don't have to have the perfect answer of what is wealth, I want you to think about, where am I going? That's where I want to be, where I'm defining what wealth is. Where am I really at on the map now? And that hurts sometimes, but you've got to take that deeper dive into it. Now, over these past 3 days, we've built the foundation, we've built the mindset, we've built this muscle. Now we're going to start to get into the technical aspect. Day 4, day 5, we're going to tackle credit card debt, some of these other things that are eating you alive and you don't even realize how and why, and we'll share how to get rid of those as well. So we've built the foundation. Tomorrow we'll start to get into the technical aspects of this. So again, tomorrow around 10 o'clock or so, the video will post. It's only 1:30 long, 90 seconds. Go watch the video. And then tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, right? 8 p.m. Eastern, I want you back here again. By the way, Austin, I love this comment. Talk about the side hustles and everything else. Absolutely love that as well. Listen, it's all about pursuing the dream. Make sure you're chasing it. It's not chasing you. It's not running away. It's there for you. Don't lie about where you're really at on the map. Set your alarms tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I want to see you right back here. We're going to start to get into the technical aspects of this and start to build more of those, get some reps in at the gym so we can make 2025 your best financial year yet. Again, I hope you like, subscribe, follow right here at Moolah if you're not already. I look forward to seeing you all back tomorrow. Have a blessed, abundant, outstanding night, everybody. I'll see you.